Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and this is an RM Cascadian adventure vlog, which is different from a travel vlog. Travel vlog means I probably actually went somewhere, and an adventure vlog is we went somewhere. My son and I. It's my son and I this time. We did go somewhere, but it's probably more of a staycation, not even a vacation, a stay. A stay. This time the stay was the Great State Fair of Oklahoma. Emphasis on the great. The Great State Fair of Oklahoma. We haven't been since he was 5. He's 13 now. We've been in 8 years. I had intended to take him last year, but of course COVID meant that they didn't have it. They did have a selection of food trucks, and we did go visit that. That's kind of a thing to do, but out in the parking lots. But they didn't have the state fair, and so we went this year. I always like to go. I like to go about every 5 to 8 years, 7 years, whatever, to remind myself of why I don't go. Which I'm joking. I'm joking. I like the state fair. I was gonna say I love the state fair. I kind of do. I kind of love the state fair. When I was a kid, I really loved it. When I was a kid, I really loved it. It was a big highlight for me each year to get out of the little town where we lived, come to the big town of Oklahoma City for the state fair. And there were always these really cool things at the fair that I just love. Now, a lot of that's gone now. A lot of things have changed. A lot of that's gone now. We're going to talk about that coming up. But first, for the fair, I did a couple of 2 minutes of state fair posts for Facebook and Twitter. And I'll throw the first one in here. This is when we first got there. We got there right at open. Had to get there right at open because even though it's September and technically fall, it's still blazing hot in Oklahoma and usually is every single year. So at 10 a.m. when the fair opened, it was already 80 degrees. And by noon, it was going to be like 93. That's in Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what Celsius is, but that's in Fahrenheit. So let's look at this first 2 minutes, and then when we come back, we'll talk about the fair as it is today, maybe some of the changes and some of the stuff that's the same, and how my son was liking it. There's some drama with him coming up. Poor guy. My fault. Spoiler alert, my fault. I'll see you in 2 minutes. Hi, I'm Jason Sterling here at the Great State Fair of Oklahoma. We're here early. A lot of stuff isn't even open yet because it's just now opening. I'm gonna have to squint. Oh my God, this sun. It's gonna be a hot day. It is like already 80 degrees, I think, out here. And my son's circling with me. He doesn't want to be on camera yet. I'll get a few pictures of him. He loves to be on camera. He loves it. It's his best thing.
No, I don't.
Anyway, it's very early here. A lot of stuff isn't open, but we're going to get some fair food. The great, emphasis on great State Fair of Oklahoma. It's like most fairs. A lot of dangerous rides, dangerous food, and dangerous people. And I'm just joking, of course. No. The food probably is dangerous. If you ate the food every single day for like every meal, you'd probably die. But I'm sure the rides are safe, and the people are safe. I mean, I'm one of the people here. I haven't killed anybody, not yet. I'm still got a lot of decades left of life. It could happen. I'm going to hope not. I'm going to hope I don't have that psychotic break. But here we are. We are checking. This is 2 minutes of the Great State Fair of Oklahoma. Son, you sure you don't want to say hi?
Yes.
Please. No, he's not going to say hi. He's not going to do it. I'm going to move this way. Maybe I'll catch him by mistake. Maybe I'll catch him. There's a roller coaster here behind us. And then the sort of general midway stuff. My big goal here, of course, is to go get something to eat. We are hoping to find some food. We came in kind of the back entrance. I normally come in the front. And it costs to park here now. I haven't been to the State Fair in like a decade. My son was 5 years old. About 8 years ago we came. He's 13 now. So it didn't cost back then, but it also parked like in a muddy field. It was $10 now, but it was paved. It's paved. It wouldn't be muddy right now anyway because we haven't had rain in forever. Oklahoma's usually a pretty dry state. But it costs to get in. Oh well, it costs to get in for tickets and parking. But we're gonna have a great day. We're gonna have a ton of fun, and we're gonna find something to eat first. We're gonna eat first because it's gonna be hot. So we're gonna find something to eat outside. And I think I should have parked on the other side. I think there's more food over there, but we're gonna eat first. And then once it gets hotter, it's gonna be like 90 by noon. We're going to go into some of the buildings. That's the first 2 minutes. 2 minutes of the Great State Fair of Oklahoma. We'll check in later. Okay, so that was it. It was empty. It was early and it was empty, and not very much stuff was going yet. You can see it looked kind of like it was closed. It wasn't. It was open. The food stalls were really opening up. They pretty much were open. I think the rides might have been open. I mean, if we'd walked up and said, "Hey, we want to ride this," I think there were people around. I'm really not sure about that. We didn't check. But when I was little, When I was little, I loved the fair. And there I had like, let's see, I would say 4 big things that I loved about the fair. And one little thing I loved about the fair, as opposed to just kind of walking through and seeing the exhibits and stuff for sale and stuff like that. Those are like the reasons why I went to the fair as a kid. Now, the little thing was to see RVs, see recreational vehicles. Because I was fascinated, I still am, by architecture, and especially the architecture of small spaces. And, RVs are just ingenious in their use of space, and their use of small spaces. So I used to love that. And, you could walk inside, and you could look around, open the doors, stuff like that, So I love that. Now, that's not there anymore. I haven't seen an RV at the State Fair in a long time. And so I asked someone once about that. Again, this has been a long time ago, maybe 15 years ago. And they said, well, there's a big RV show now, separate from the fair. So everybody pretty much goes there. Okay, cool. So that's not there anymore. Now, that was just a minor thing anyway. The big things on my list, the big things. Number 3, because there were 3 really big things. The 4th thing is actually still there. So we'll save that for the last. These next 3 big things, though, or my reasons for going, they don't exist anymore. I mean, not really. The 3rd one kind of does. Number 3 on the list was this tower. You can see this tower here. Now, let me tell you, it's just a tower with stairs. You had to walk up the stairs of that platform. But, when I was 6 years old, 10 years old, whatever, that was the highlight. That was a highlight, not the highlight, a highlight of my going to the fair for some reason. I mean, you never seen a child happier. And then I got to run up those stairs to that platform, gaze out over the fair, right? So that's still there. Now you can't climb it any longer. I don't know if they're just worried some nutcase will throw themselves over the edge, or some parent that is far less observant than my parents were will, let their kid throw themselves over the edge. Or if it's just structurally unsound. I don't know what the reason is, but it's pretty much closed off now. It's still there, like a landmark, still there, but closed off. The second thing on my list was, we called it, you can see it here, we called it like the Space Tower, I think is what they called it. I always referred to it as a Space Needle. That's in Seattle, obviously, but as I was younger, that's what I would call it. Again, it was pretty simple. I mean, it's what it looks like. It's an observation tower. You board the little, glass in building there, and it would go up the tower, and it would go around in a circle, 360-degree view of the city, and then it would come back down. Again, now, when I was little, that was like magic. That was incredible. I loved it. Came from a small town. We didn't have any skyscrapers in my town. I think the tallest building was 6 stories tall or something. So, that was just incredible to be way up there, way up there in the sky, see all over the place. I always took pictures every year. Why? I don't know. The view never changed, but I always took pictures every year. I looked around, I could not find any of them. Whether or not they're at my parents' house, maybe my mom's house, lost in a box somewhere, I don't know. I couldn't find any pictures from when I was younger out of this. And most of them would have been like through the window. 9 times out of 10 it was probably raining, but I couldn't find any. Now, the primary reason that I went to the state fair, okay, this was it. And from the time we entered the gate, we always went in through the front gate, and this attraction was in the back by what used to be a grandstand. There used to be a grandstand back there, and they would have tractor pulls or something, racing. Maybe. I don't know what they did. We never watched it. I never cared. That wasn't the point of going. The point of going, and what I would bug my parents about from the minute we entered the gate, was the monorail. The monorail was my big, big thing. I was so in love with the monorail. I would look forward to it for weeks, just weeks and weeks. So you boarded it at the grandstand. So you had to walk through the whole thing. And I wanted to go just straight back there. I see a reason to see the rest of this crap. I don't care about this. I don't care about the International Hall or the Kitchens of America or any of that sort of stuff. What do we got to stop there? We go to the back first, get on the monorail first, work our way to the front. No, No. My parents, I guess to teach me patience. It didn't work. But I guess to teach me patience, no, we had to wait till we got to the back. We had to go through, out to the back. We had to go through this building first and that building first. And look, here's some games and some food and all this other stuff. I could care less. Anyway, the monorail is my big thing. Monorail is gone too. Monorail's gone. Broke my heart. Really broke my heart. Totally broke my heart. I was so devastated when they took it down. That's been a long time ago now, but I was devastated. Even as an adult, I was devastated. Now, the other thing I went for is still there. It was food. It was fair food. That's a big favorite of fairgoers, fair food. And that is still there. I mean, they still serve food, In some ways, it's not the same thing. There's a lot of things that were great from the past that are missing now. But the stuff that is there, some of it's still there and it is still very good. But first, before we get into what is still there and is still good and maybe what's missing, we're going to look at another 2 minutes of video. And we're also going to talk about my son when we come back and fair food. It was a drama. It was a drama, but we'll talk about it when I get back. So first, 2 minutes of fair food that I posted from the fair coming up right now. Hi, I'm Jason Sterling, and this is my son, Nolan. He agreed to be on video with me, didn't you, buddy? Under duress, but still agreed to it. That's all that counts, right? We're having an Indian taco here. This is actually the second thing we ate. We were starving. We found a cinnamon roll right off the bat, and we were so hungry. We ate it. We didn't even take a picture. We didn't even take a picture, did we? So we'll have to get another one later so I can get a picture of it, which is fine, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks it's fine. We might take some home, too, Luke. Say hi.
Hi.
He's wearing his mask. My son's more conscientious than I am, obviously. I have raised him better than I raised myself. And do you think?
Yeah, you should probably wear a mask.
He said I should probably wear a mask. Maybe. I don't know. We're outside. A lot of great fair food here today. As I said, that's an Indian taco, famous fair food. Cinnamon roll, famous fair food. And what are we going to get later? Do you see anything else? Maybe a caramel apple is coming next in our future, do you think?
Maybe.
And maybe, I don't know.
Or maybe nothing. Who knows?
He says maybe not. I think it's going to be something. We had some lemonade, though. Did you keep your cup?
Yeah.
We can refill this cup in this Genius. Okay, so this is a souvenir cup made out of, State Fair of Oklahoma. And it costs $6, right? $6 for a cup of lemonade, which my son thought was a little expensive, but you get refills for only $3. Yeah. So, I'm going to give you a shot. He's so cute.
I'm not cute.
He is cute. He's the best kid in the world.
No,
and we're going to get some free refills of lemonade. I know that for sure later. I actually got water. I was going to get a beer.
Loser.
I really wanted a beer, but then I was like, I'm eating all of this crap. I probably should save the calories and the crap count for the day for food. So I didn't do it, did I?
Good.
Yes. My son thought that was good. It was my son's recommendation that I not do it. I'll wait till I get home tonight.
And also you'd want to go back for more.
But no, I wouldn't. Anyway, that's 2 minutes. Oh my God, we hit 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes of video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you later. Okay, so that was my son. In a happy moment before the storm. We're getting ready to have an Indian taco, and we were going to split it. Same thing with the cinnamon roll. We split it, and you can see some pictures here. We had some fried green tomatoes, one of my favorites, big favorite of mine, and fried peaches, big favorite of mine. Love both of those. Totally love those. And we split those. So it's not like we totally ate all this food individually. We did split it. It made him so sick. Let me just cut to the chase. Here. Now, I thought he was going to gobble this down and be asking for more. Let's get some ice cream. Let's get some chocolate. Let's do whatever they got. And no, his belly hurt so bad. I felt awful. I did feel bad. Like maybe I should have paced it more. Maybe I should have spread the food out more. But hell, I was hungry. Like I said, we ate that cinnamon roll. I didn't even take a picture of it. The picture I got from later when I got some to go home. I didn't take a picture of the damn thing. I was like starving. So we wolfed down all that food and I drank water, but he drank 2 big souvenir cups of lemonade. And I think a combination of, like that sugar and the heat and grease grease. Because we do eat some fried food. I mean, I fry bacon and I fry sausage, stuff like that. But I don't typically deep fry anything. The closest we usually get might be French fries, and those are pretty rare that I make those. We might have them once a month at a fast food place, maybe. So I think the amount of grease-soaked dough was more than he could take, and his poor stomach ached for a good 30 minutes or so, I'd say. While we were looking at some of the exhibits, which will come up on next. But all in all, the food was good. The food is good. Food's always good. Food is something that hasn't changed a lot. Now, there are things that are missing. But I can always remember as a kid, there was like a sort of Japanese tempura type of stall that I loved. Like I would search the whole fair looking for it, because that's where I always wanted to eat. That was fantastic. And the International Building always had, I don't know who put it on or who did it, but they always had a sub, like a submarine sandwich place. Now, this was back before kind of Subway and I guess Quiznos and places like that. So that was kind of a big deal, and people just always thought it was great, and it did taste good. I mean, in my memory, it tasted really good. That's gone to, I don't know what happened to those things. Things come and go. Dan's famous Indian tacos, which used to be Dan's Indian tacos, that's still there. The cinnamon rolls are something that's been a fixture for a long time too. But like fried peaches and fried green tomatoes, I don't ever remember as a kid. Well, fried peaches, kind of from the 90s maybe on, kind of as a kid. But from like when I was a little kid, no, I don't remember either one of those. So things have kind of changed a little bit. There's a lot more pizza now, which I don't know why you go to the fair to eat pizza. You have pizza anytime, any place. But that might be what happened to sub sandwich too. That might be what happened to sub sandwich is you can have a sub sandwich anywhere. Why am I going to eat one at the International Building like it's a big deal? Got them everywhere. But we had a good time eating, and it is always a lot of fun. And I bought some chocolate. I did buy some chocolates that I brought home. As you can see in this picture here, those were excellent. I wish I'd bought more of those. I really do. And there were some other things. If his stomach hadn't just been in turmoil earlier, we might have tried. Next year, maybe we'll pace ourselves next year. Go a little slower. But it was good. Now, the other big thing about the fair is exhibits. There used to be a lot more shopping type stuff at the fair, especially at the International Building. Might have a lot more international kind of stuff set up. There was a little bit of that this year, not very much. I felt like there were a lot more big corporate type stalls, like AT&T was there, and I think Serta Mattresses or some sort of mattress company and things like that. So, we kind of looked at it a little bit. The exhibits felt about the same to me, though. I would say like the competitions, where people bring their baked goods and sewing, maybe a little less attended. I don't know. But that's what we mostly focused on was because, the shopping stuff really wasn't that big a deal. But the exhibits were cool. They were very cool. I really loved this one here. Was a competition to do tablescapes based on like board games. I thought it was so interesting. It was so cool. So that was very cool. I did really like that. And then we looked at a lot of the junior entries, for stuff because my son's younger. And I thought it was very neat to see a lot of the stuff that the kids did. Now, some of it my son called a little shade on. He's like, hey, there ain't no way an 8-year-old did that. Now I think an 8-year-old could have done it. I do. I've seen a lot of talented 8-year-olds no, I haven't, but I've seen a few talented 8-year-olds in my life. And I think so. I think one could. My son thought they had help. Maybe they had help. I don't know, but it was cool to look at it. Cool to see the tablescapes. There was a junior entry. So some of the pictures might be junior. Some are adults. Cause there were junior entries on that as well. That was where we had probably the most fun looking at stuff, which I thought was a little odd. I hope he enjoyed it. I don't remember at his age enjoying that much. My parents did. And so I hope he didn't get too bored because I enjoyed it. Hopefully he enjoyed it too. I think he did some of it. Some of it was really cool. There was still a section that we still don't understand, and it was like a sort of antique. And I didn't understand this when I was his age. I don't understand it now. Kind of an antique type of section, and it's not just a display of antiques. They had ribbons. And I'm not sure I get that. I'm still not real sure what goes on with that. I mean, some of it I did. If it was a collection, maybe I kind of got that. Oh, this is a collection. I don't know what. I'm going to say bottle caps. I don't remember. Maybe I've got a picture. I'll put a picture here if I got a picture of one of them. I think I did. Anyway, and it's a really great collection. And so here's a ribbon. Okay, I kind of get that. But some of it just seemed to be these one-off things like a plate or something. And I'm kind of like, do people enter like have an antique competition? Like, look at this great antique I have or something? I don't know. That's one thing I still don't get, but we did look at that too. And that was about it. We didn't really ride any rides. My son thought they were a little suspect. Well, he's probably right. They probably are a little suspect. And it was so hot. Oh my God, you guys, it was so hot. I mean, honestly, by noon, it was, 93 degrees, something like that. We looked in some exhibition halls, just got a little bit hotter while we were in there. We went in there, of course, because it was air conditioning. Oh, you know what we did? Well, we did. Let me throw this in here real quick. We went miniature golfing. We love miniature golf. We did some miniature golfing was a big thing we did. So we went to this miniature golf course, and we took a little bit of video. I'll kind of put this playing here while I'm speaking. It's not a 2-minute post that I did. We did a little bit of that. I love that. That was so much fun. And it was air conditioned, and it was indoors. We had a great time. They didn't need all the space for automobiles this year. No cars to sell anyway. Thank you, COVID. And so I don't know if it's always miniature golf, or if it was just to fill up space, but I loved it. We loved playing miniature golf. We had a great time with that. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great.
We did not ride any rides. We got out there. We thought about it. Part of it, I'm going to tell you too, with the rides, I couldn't even really figure out where you get tickets for them. I knew you could buy like an all-day pass for rides, right? Like a bracelet or something, wristband. I didn't want to ride those things all day. I just wanted to ride one or two, and even that was, I don't know if I even want to ride that many. There weren't a whole lot. So we ended up not riding any rides. We didn't play any games. There weren't very many games, though, either. Now, those two things, that's a big change from when I was younger. When I was younger, and maybe it's just because I was younger, I remember there being just acres of games, throw a dime and try to win a dish type of thing.
Keep on going, old man.
I don't really see much of that. There was a little bit, but not a lot. I don't know, that's a big change. People just aren't doing it anymore. Well, obviously, if people wanted to do it, there'd be a whole lot. But that's a big change I do remember as a kid. Or I don't know if that's the case, or if just because I was a kid, it seemed like there was more. When you're a kid, everything seems like it was more and it was bigger. Someone was telling me recently, the phone at someone's house, we were at their house, it was an older house, and they still had a phone attached to the wall. And they were saying, look how low this phone is. I mean, look how, how low they put it, that's because, they're remembering as a kid, it seemed like it was way up here. Well, naturally, your mom or dad wouldn't put that phone way up here. You just remember it that way because when you were a kid, the phone was way up there for you to reach it on the wall. Now, I don't really remember the wall phone all that much. I know we had one, but I'm not sure that might be because I've just seen like pictures where it was on the wall. I don't really remember it that much. I remember having a tabletop phone, push button tabletop phone, and I remember having a cordless phone as well. But I don't really remember a wall mounted phone, except that I do, but I think it's because I saw pictures of it. So anyway, I don't know. That's how memory plays tricks on you. And so at the fair, I don't know. Are there less games, or I just remember it as being wrong? Remember it wrong. A lot of things have changed, though. A lot of things have changed. We had a good time, though. It was a lot of fun. My son did enjoy it. We might actually go next year. I don't normally go 2 years in a row, but we might. We might go again next year. It was something to do. What can I say? It was something to do. Go eat some junk. Don't eat junk like that all the time. You will die. I mentioned that in the video. Yeah, you will die. If you eat food like that all the time, you'll die, and you will die sooner than later. Trust me on that one. If I eat food like that all the time, I've been dead by 30. Heart attack by 30, just on the ground, dead. No saving me. No saving me. Nothing. Quadruple bypass. Nope. Too late. Too late. So yeah, don't eat. But once a year, it's fun to go and have, eat some junk, drink some lemonade, and, go look at some exhibits and hang out for a while. And that's what we did. And it was great fun. I hope that you've had fun. I hope you've had fun watching this sort of look at the great state fair of Oklahoma, the Oklahoma State Fair. And I hope you've had fun joining me. I appreciate it. Please hit like and subscribe if you did have fun. Look for more sort of everyday adventures, RM Cascadian adventures, and the occasional true travel vlog, and other stuff along the way, like some gaming stuff and some personal blogs and stuff like that. So please hit like and subscribe. And in the meantime, thanks for watching.